Hey everyone, I'm King. Welcome back to Kingspade channel. So yes, the Ninja job class is finally available in the Taiwan server. Previously, for any new job class in the game, the SEA server players will have to wait for a few months before it is patched into the game, but we don't have to wait that long for this one. It will be available in the SEA server very much soon. So let's with me look at the Ninja job class. Is it good? Firstly, when you want to change job to the ninja, the male ninja and female ninja, or Kagero and Oboro, the male ninja and female ninja is a job class on their own, meaning they have different job line just like the bard and dancer. This is because there are some skills that only the male ninja can use, and there are some skills that only the female ninja can use, just like the bard and dancer job class. So what ninja should you choose? Let's look into it further. Next, we want to know what weapon the ninja use. From the poster and video teaser, we kind of already know the ninja will use dagger-like weapon and shuriken. And surprisingly, it is not a dagger but a twin or double ninja sword, a whole new weapon. Or in Japanese, the ninja sword is called ninja to. It is different than the katana sword. Usually, ninja to is a single sword, but here in ROX, the ninja uses two ninja swords, and the ninja sword in ROX is a two-handed weapon, not a main or offhand weapon. The ninja sword has physical attack and has stat. The second weapon is the shuriken. The shuriken is also a two-handed weapon, like the ninja sword, and it has magic attack and has stat. The ninja sword is essentially like the two-handed spear weapon. It deals 100% damage to large-size monster, 75% damage to medium and small size monster, while the shuriken is like the two-handed rod weapon. It deals 100% damage to all size of monsters. So immediately we know that the ninja will have at least two builds, physical attack build and magic attack build, with physical attack build using the ninja sword and magic attack build using the shuriken. Both Kagero and Oboro can use both weapons. There is no restriction of weapon like the bard and dancer, with bard using the guitar and dancer using the whip. Kagero and Oboro is more flexible. They can use both weapons. So with this, you can build your ninja, male or female, to be a physical attack build or a magic attack build, depending on the weapon you are using, ninja sword or the shuriken. Next, like usual, I like to look at the recommended start allocation page. It will show you how the game intended for that specific job class to be played. So here for the ninja, we have two different builds. As per the early assessment, the ninja can be built to physical combat or magic combat build. With physical combat, main stat is strength, and the magic combat main stat is INT. If we look at the start allocation interface, the ninja gain attack increase with two stats. Both strength and INT stats increase the physical attack and magic attack by 4 points respectively. 4 physical attack points for strength and 4 magic attack points for INT, with the physical combat is described for PvP and the magic combat is for instance or PvE gameplay. Notice that the physical combat is a male ninja and the magic combat have a female picture on it, although both types of ninjas can potentially be built to both types of build, but maybe something in the skills that define the unique gameplay. So next, let's look at the ninja skill sets. Let's look at the female ninja Oboro first. If there is a different set of skill between Oboro and Kagero, I will be sure to highlight it here. So let's start with the first job ninja skill set. The first one, we have ninja sword training skill. So we have a ninja sword weapon skills and shuriken weapon skills for ninja. We're going to look at the ninja sword skill first. At skill max level, when equipping the ninja sword weapon, physical attack and physical penetration is increased by by 40 points. Normal attack range is increased by 2 meters. When the target is 2 meters away from you and is within your normal attack range, you will automatically dash towards the target. Immediately, we see why the Ninja Sword Weapon Ninja is recommended for PvP. With this skill, you can easily chase the running target. And let's appreciate the penetration increase stat in this skill. I may be biased about this. You know, I like penetration build more. I want to see penetration build shine more in the game, and I like to see more penetration build job class too. And looks like the Ninja will be a penetration exclusive build job class. Well, it is actually a given stat since the Ninja weapon, the Ninja Sword and Shuriken have has stat, so it should be build a penetration build, right? Next, North Wind. Disperse energy wave in one direction, dealing 300% physical damage to the targets along the path. When the skill is used in hiding state, the skill will change to Shadow attribute and deal 750% Shadow attribute physical damage. And now we know that the Ninja main element is the Shadow attribute, at least for the Ninja Sword user. With Shadow attribute enhancement, this skill will deal a lot more damage. Next is Mist Slash, a quick slash attack to the target, dealing 150% Shadow attribute physical damage and enter hiding state after that, lasts for 10 seconds. Now we move to the Shuriken weapon skill. First, we have the Huma training skill. When equipping the Shuriken weapon, magic attack and magic penetration is increased by 40 points. Notice that there is no other additional description. Shuriken is essentially a long-range attack weapon, but it can be good in PvP too, right? A long-range attack is always good in PvP. Next, we have the Throw Huma Shuriken skill. Throws a shuriken at a designated location. The shuriken will stop and spin at the location for 3 seconds, dealing 75% magic damage every second towards the surrounding targets. And now we go to the skills that can be used by both Ninja Sword and the Shuriken weapon. We have the Throw Shuriken skill. This skill can be used by both Ninja Sword and Shuriken weapon. Consume 900 Zeni to throw one shuriken and deal 270% adaptive damage to the target. Adaptive damage here means it deals physical damage if you are using Ninja Sword and magic damage if you are using the Shuriken. Next, reverse Tatami skill. Flip the ground under the targets and deal 300% physical damage to the surrounding targets while also flip them towards your direction. Next, the water escape technique wave skill. After forming a seal, summon a water wall. Enemies other than the ninja class within the wall will have their movement speed and attack speed reduced by 10%. A wave is then appear within the water wall, dealing 676% water attribute magic damage to the targets along the pathway. Instantly after that, gain 3 stacks of water seal. Lasts 10 seconds and can stack up to 3 times. Surprisingly, this water element skill can be used by both weapons. The reason why it is at the shuriken side of the skill is because of the next skill, water escape technique, vortex shuriken. It is a shuriken weapon skill. When possessing the water seal, the throw Huma shuriken skill becomes vortex shuriken. After forming a seal, throws the vortex shuriken at the target location. Stop at the end point for 3 seconds, dealing 47% water attribute magic damage to the surrounding targets and reduce the movement speed by 10%. Stack up to 3 times. Instantly gain 1 water seal. Lasts 10 seconds and can stack up to 3 times. And lastly, we have the Kagemusha skill or the Shadow Warrior skill. While in hiding state, movement speed is increased by 1%. Normal attack will not break invisibility or will not show yourself. You will stay hidden and consume 5% of maximum SP every second. When the SP reaches 0, the hiding effect will be cancelled. Straight away, even at the first job, the ninja possess good skills for PvP. Hiding while attacking, that is surely a win in PvP, especially if it is in a new server. When everyone is still in the early stage, I can see the ninja be dominating in the PvP arena in the early stage. Next, moving on to the second job class, Kagero and Oboro. The first skill, we have the the shadow slash skill. When in hiding state, the skill miss slash becomes shadow slash, summons one shadow clone to the target, dealing shadow slashes 6 times. Each slash deals 73% shadow attribute physical damage. After each slash, it will randomly attack another target within the range for the next slash. This skill will not cancel the hiding effect. Next, soul skill. When the skill is activated, HP cannot be recovered. Consume 10% maximum HP per second and gain 1 stack of soul. Each stack of soul increases physical attack and physical penetration by 10%, lasts for 12 seconds, and can stack up to 9 times. When the skill is activated, when HP is below 10%, the skill will be deactivated. This skill will not cancel the hiding effect, so increase physical attack and physical penetration up to 90%. 90% is a lot. If you have double penetration stat, it will be 180% physical penetration. It's a lot, but you have a risk of being killed because you can't recover HP during this time. But maybe it can work because it can be used while hiding. Next, final strike skill. Dash forward and deal neutral attribute physical damage to all targets along the path and immobilize the targets. Upon shafting the sword, the targets take 2 times weapon attribute physical damage. This skill uses up all of the soul stacks and also deactivate the soul skill. Next, escape seal mark. This skill gives additional effect to the water and fire seal. For water seal, each stack increases the water escape technique skill damage by 5% and restores SP according to the water seal stack's number. For fire seal, each stack increases the fire escape technique skill damage by 20%. After using fire escape technique skill, lose SP according to the fire seal stack's number. The escape technique skill cannot be casted if the SP is insufficient. SP loss does not count as SP consumption, and only one seal element can exist at one time. Next, fire escape technique fire breath skill. After forming a seal, speed out fire, dealing a whooping 2520% fire attribute magic damage to the surrounding targets. Gain 3 stacks of fire seal, lasts 10 seconds and can stack up to 3 times. Although it said here magic damage, but it can be used by both ninja sword and the shuriken weapon. Something is definitely not right here because it has a rather short variable and fixed cooldown and it deals insane damage. Basically, you can just spam use this skill and kill the targets quite easily. Next, fire escape technique explosive shuriken. When possessing the fire seal, the throw Huma shuriken skill becomes explosive shuriken. Throws explosive shuriken at the target location, dealing fire attribute magic damage to the first target that increase with every 12 points of INT stat. The shuriken explodes upon hitting the first target and deal fire attribute magic damage to the surrounding targets. Gain 1 stack of fire seal, lasts 10 seconds and can stack up to 3 times. So the more INT you have, the more damage this skill deal. Next, shadow jump skill. Quickly move to any location within 12 meters. Increase final damage reduction by 20%, lasts for 3 seconds. The skill will not cancel the hiding state and has a 100% chance to reset the hiding duration to 10 seconds. I mean, what the effing thing I just read? Yeah, that's my reaction the first time I saw this skill. Does this mean that the ninja can be invisible potentially all the time? This is way better than the assassin. And watch out, PvP, the ninja will be a nightmare to handle. Next, illusion genwaku skill. This is a long one. Cast an illusion on the target. The target will see all enemies and allies as shadows, last for 3 seconds. During the illusion, the target can't do normal attack. All active skills are altered and deal random attack to a target. Doesn't matter if it is the others or yourself. If the attack hit yourself, deal 5% maximum HP through damage. If the attack hit others, deal 375% adaptive true damage. During the illusion, the target also can't be healed. 50% of the healing received will be converted into true damage. This skill effect is considered as a control skill and is ineffective against MVP, mini or bosses. This skill is not so much about the control effect, but it is more about the healing received because it is converted into true damage. Squishy players can potentially be killed by their own teammates. Next is Zangetsu skill. Cast a moonlight field upon yourself, lasts for 10 seconds. Physical defense and magic defense of enemies within the field is decreased by 700 points. Hiding target will also be revealed. If the target is under the Kagehumi state, additionally decrease attack speed and haste by 700 points, lasts for 10 seconds. So this is like the Bard Siegfried skill. Instead of increasing the ally magic defense, this skill decreases the enemy's physical and magic defense. Next, cross strike skill, another long description skill. Quickly dashes beside the target and deal 142% weapon attribute physical damage and inflict 1 stack of trauma effect. Target with trauma effect, the damage received from itself and teammates is increased by 3%, lasts for 5 seconds and can stack up to 3 times. If there is an existing trauma effect applied by other ninja of the opposite gender, the trauma effect will then turn into the cross trauma effect, lasts for 10 seconds and cannot be stacked. Damage received from itself and teammates is then increased by 20% and will not be inflicted by another trauma effect. I guess maybe this is to pair with the illusion Genwaku skill or a quick dash skill to be near the target. And lastly, the Ninpo training skill. Maximum SP is increased by 10% and SP regen is increased by 1.5%. When casting escape technique skill, the skill damage is increased by 2% for every 10% SP lost. Alright, that is all for the second job class Oboro skill. For Kagero, the Zangetsu skill is changed to the Kagehumi skill. Deal 272% adaptive damage to the surrounding targets and inflict Kagehumi effect. Hiding targets inflicted with Kagehumi effect will be revealed and immobilized for 5 seconds. If the targets are under the Zangetsu effect, additionally decrease their attack speed and haste by 700 points, lasts for 10 seconds. And honestly, this is the only skill that is different for male and female ninja. Only one. There are no other skills that are different throughout all of the ninja skills. Make you think, should it even be a different job line to begin with? Anyway, let's move on to the second advanced job skill set. The first one, we have the chaotic dance skill. Deliver 10 slashes in a fan-shaped area. Each slash deal 90% weapon attribute physical damage that increase with strength. The last slash deal additional 900% weapon attribute physical damage, also increase with strength. When it is cast under the hiding state, the damage is converted to shadow attribute. With the final slash releases a shadow attribute energy wave, dealing damage to all enemies along the path. The skill has dominant effect throughout the process. I am not sure what effect is this, but I guess this skill can't be interrupted. Next, shadow clone. When using mist slash, north wind, final strike, cross strike, chaotic dance, and light jutsu, there is a 50% chance to create a shadow clone, dealing 30% shadow attribute physical damage of the original skill. Wow, the ninja is just getting better and better. Next, throw shuriken shadow zone skill. Throw shuriken skill has a 50% chance to deal additional 250% shadow attribute physical damage. Target hit by shuriken leave a shadow area for 5 seconds every 5 meters they move. Create up to 3 shadow areas. When moving within the shadow area, enter the hiding state. After leaving the shadow area, the hiding state remains for 1 second. Next, escape technique mastery. The duration of all escape technique seals will now last to 15 seconds and gain additional effects. Each wind seal increases the wind attribute skill damage by 5%. When having the wind seal, the escape technique skill fix cast time is reduced by 33% times the numbers of seal. Next, wind escape technique thundercloud skill. Consume all seals and summon a thundercloud that follows you for 12 seconds. Deal 390% wind attribute magic damage. The increase with INT stat to one random target within the thundercloud area. Gain one wind seal, lasts for 10 seconds and can stack up to 3 times. So if you notice, the first job we have a water escape technique, second job we have fire, and now we have wind element escape technique. Just like the wizard, looks like the ninja can use multiple elements. Next, wind escape technique Gale Shuriken skill. When possessing the wind seal, the throw Huma Shuriken skills become Gale Shuriken. Throw Gale Shuriken at the target location, dragging along all enemies along the path and deal 119% wind attribute physical damage. It stops at the end point for 5 seconds, dealing another wind attribute magic damage every second. Gain 1 stack of wind seal, lasts 10 seconds and stacks up to 3 times. So for every element, you have at least one element escape technique skill and one element shuriken skill to pair it with. Next, we have the Cast of Cicada Shell skill. Remove all debuff, leave behind a wooden stake and move to a certain distance. Can be used under control effects. When receiving fatal damage, if this skill is not in cooldown, this skill will be automatically cast and get the damage. Wow, the ninja not just have insane offensive skill but also some defensive skill as well. This skill role is quite balanced at this point, different from the main job class like Ranger. Although it is a DPS class, it is quite bad in PvP. Used to be the MVP of the PvP, but everyone hates Ranger for that, so they got heavily nerfed and now really at the very bottom of the tier list. Next, Illusion Imprison skill. Summon a scarecrow at the target location and linking the target. The scarecrow will vanish after taking 6 normal attacks. When the scarecrow exists for 5 seconds, the link target will receive 24% true damage and stun for 5 seconds. If the target is away 6 meters from the scarecrow, the damage will take effect immediately. If the skill successfully causes damage, the damaged target will be immune to this effect for 30 seconds, ineffective against MVP, mini and boss. Next, Meikyo Shisui. Enters meditation stat. Recovers 10% maximum HP and maximum SP every second, up to 10 seconds. If HP and SP are restored to full during meditation, the meditation stat ends and all skills cooldown is restored by 1 meditation time, which is I think 1 second. The meditation state will be interrupted when attacked and inflicted with stun for 3 seconds. The stun effect is not affected by the debuff resistance or debuff reduction stat. Maybe this should be used during hiding, but it didn't mention if this skill can break the hiding state or not. Next, Swirling Shuriken. Perform a backflip and deal 221% weapon attribute physical damage to all targets at the previous location. The damage coefficient is increased by 74% for every target within the range. And lastly is Yayoi skill. Reduce the escape technique skill fix cast time by 50% and synchronizes the fire, water and wind attribute enhancement value to the highest of the 3. Magic penetration is increased by 10% and lasts for 10 seconds. Right, despite of having multiple elements with this skill, you can have the same element attribute enhancement stat regardless of which element you use. So basically you can just focus on one element and have the same enhancement value for the other element as well. Well, I think it is better to just make a new loadout for all of the designated element. It will be easier. Plus, this skill have a fixed cooldown, so it will not give the optimal value that you have all the time. Alright, that is for the second advanced job class. Let's move on to the third job skill set. The first one we have Zenkai skill. The duration of all escape seals become 20 seconds. While not under the Izayoi skill effect, gain 1 stack of ninjutsu enhancement for every escape technique skill used. Lasts 10 seconds. Each stack of ninjutsu enhancement increases fire, water and wind attributes by 2%. Using the Izayoi skill will consume all ninja enhancement stacks. Izayoi skill effect duration is increased by 1 second for every ninjutsu enhancement stack consumed. Next, Light Jutsu. Enter Light Jutsu stance for 1 second, increasing shield during the period. After the stance, strike and deal 839% weapon attribute physical damage in a fan shape area. When receive damage during the stance, additionally include an energy wave that deals the damage that you receive as true damage when striking. Consume 10% maximum SP after using the skill, as long as you didn't die from the attack, that is, right? Maybe can be used on MVP as well. Next, we have Swirling Shuriken Makibishi skill. Swirling Shuriken skill damage coefficient is increased by 10% and creates a spiky area at the targeted location. Lasts 10 seconds. Targets enter the spiky area receive either a bleeding or stun effect for 3 seconds. Bleeding effect deals 20% neutral attribute physical damage per second. The spiky area additionally deals 50% weapon attribute adaptive damage. Increase 1% damage for every 80 points of strength or INT, whichever is higher. This skill cannot exist with Swirling Shuriken Escape Seal skill at the same time. And then we have the Swirling Shuriken Escape Seal skill. Swirling Shuriken skill damage is increased with the weapon attribute magic damage. When used while possessing the Escape Seal, the damage attribute will change to match the corresponding seal, and additionally gain 1 stack of the corresponding seal. Cannot exist with Swirling Shuriken Makibishi skill at the same time. Basically, the Makibishi is for physical damage and Escape Seal is for magic damage. So the Ninja Sword user will be using the Makibishi and Shuriken user will be using the Escape Seal skill. Next, One Soul Life skill. After the Soul skill is closed or deactivated, physical life steal and healing received is increased by 3%. This effect duration is similar to when the soul is open or activated. Cannot exist with the One Soul Death skill. And the next skill is the One Soul Death skill. When soul is open or activated, the maximum stacks of soul is increased to 10. Has 100% chance to gain 1 stack of soul every second during the duration and consume 10% maximum HP every second. Once the soul is activated, it cannot be turned off. Soul will be closed or deactivated when HP is 1%. Next, Final Strike Rise skill. Every time the target is hit by Mist Slash, North Wind, Shadow Slash, Cross Strike, Chaotic Dance, Light Jutsu or Ninja Sword normal attack, the cooldown of Final Strike skill is reduced by 1 second. Cannot exist with Final Strike Fall skill at the same time. And then we have the Final Strike Fall skill. After using Final Strike skill, additionally deal 10% weapon attribute physical damage of your lost HP. Cannot exist with the Final Strike Rise skill at the same time. Next, Illusion Jusatsu skill. Summon a Grim Reaper at the target location to follow the target. Lasts for 10 seconds. Maximum HP limit of the surrounding targets will be decreased by 50% for every second. Reduce 50% HP at most if affected by the same skill effect. Ineffective against MVP, mini and boss. Stacks up to 7 times. Targets receive 7 stacks will die instantly. Exiting the Grim Reaper's field range will restore the maximum HP limit, but not the lost HP. Next, Shadow Mist skill. Using Cast of Cicada Shell skill or Shadow Jump skill while not in the hiding state will make you enter the hiding state for 10 seconds. After hiding state ended, damage is increased by 10%, lasts for 6 seconds. Next, we have this like 3 ultimate skill that the ninja can use. The first one is the Vulcan Escape Technique Kagutsuchi skill. When possessing 3 stacks of Fire Seal, the Fire Escape Technique Fire Breath skills become Vulcan Escape Technique Kagutsuchi. After forming a seal, consume all seals to summon a Headless God of War at the target location. The God of War calls out Magma that deals a whopping 1500% fire attribute magic damage. The damage coefficient is increased by 1% for every 8 points of INT. Limit up to 1500%. Target located at the center of the magma additionally will take 1 more damage. So that is 3000% damage in total. Insane damage. So yeah, definitely the fire breath skill damage coefficient value is a typo, because this magma skill deal lower damage than the fire breath skill. It shouldn't be that way, right? Next, the God of Water Escape Technique Mitsuha skill. When possessing 3 stacks of Water Seal, the Water Escape Technique Wave skill becomes God of Water Escape Technique Mitsuha. After forming a seal, consume all seals to summon a Water Dragon to dash toward a designated spot, dealing 492% Water Attribute Magic damage to the surrounding targets upon landing, and form a Water Field. Targets within the Water Field will have their movement speed decreased by 2 points, last for 20 seconds. Only one Water Field can exist at one time on the battlefield. A vortex will form in the middle of the Water Field that will pull the targets closer for 1 meter, dealing 74% Water Attribute Magic damage. The damage coefficient is increased by 1% for every 480 points of INT, up to 25%. So the skill doesn't deal a lot of damage. You want to use this skill mostly for its debuff on slowing the enemies. Next, God of Thunder Escape Technique Takemikazuchi skill. When possessing 3 stacks of Wind Seal, the Wind Escape Technique Thundercloud skills become God of Thunder Escape Technique Takemikazuchi. After forming a seal, consume all seals to summon a Thunder Beast in the air above the target location. Only one Thunder Beast can exist at one time on the battlefield. The Thunder Beast creates lightning that deals 480% wind attribute magic damage to the targets underneath it and interrupts skill casting. Ineffective against MVP, mini, and boss, and also targets with endure state. Lasts for 5 seconds. This is especially useful against the Bard, Priest, or Sage job class to interrupt their skill casting for 5 seconds during PvP. And lastly, the Ultra Ultimate Uma Trinity skill. Summon 2 Shadow Clones, then throw out an enhanced version of Shuriken with the same attribute as your own escape seal towards the designated location. The SP loss effect of the fire seal will not be triggered. The enhanced Shuriken has a larger effect range with an effect of level 10 skill, and its damage coefficient is 3 times the original skill. After casting, gain 3 stacks of seals corresponding to your own escape seal attribute. Lasts 20 seconds. Escape seal of different attributes cannot exist at the same time. If there are no escape seals, the enhanced Shuriken will have a random attribute seal. This skill is treated as escape technique skill. So this is basically ROX version of the anime Naruto Rasengan skill, just that it is a shuriken rather than a ball of energy. Alright, that is all of the ninja skills. I always have fun translating and reviewing all of the new job skills, but it takes a lot of time, and for that I will end the video here. We still have the shadow equipment to cover, and that will take some time to translate as well, so stay tuned for that. Let me know what do you think of the ninja skill at the comment below, and I'll see you on the next video. That's it for this video. This time video shout out goes to... Thank you for always supporting me and this channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And also don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. And as always, happy playing. Bye bye.